Brett Hankison is getting sued for sexual assault. I knew that dude was a creeper.
Pascal.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal back at it again with another pop-up video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, The Pascal Show. One word, hit that like button down below and most definitely crush that subscribe button if this is your first time checking out this channel right here. Anyway, we got to jump into this conversation. This has to do with Brett Hankison. If you don't know who he is, he was one of the officers that was involved in the shooting, in the no-knock warrant, and the killing of Breonna Taylor. And we got some interesting information about him today. It leaked a few hours ago, but we most definitely got to talk about this. David's got the story. What's up, man? Speak on it, brother.
All right. So, as you mentioned, Brett Hankison, he's already been under some trouble, not only just for the Breonna thing, but even before that. For the Breonna murder, he was being accused of an extreme indifference to the value of human life. And just recently, like you mentioned this morning, a new bit of information about his behavior came out that he has sexually assaulted a woman in 2018. And she's now, she's now accusing him of it and trying to take him to court. And she is a Kentucky resident and law school student, and she accused Hankison of willfully, intentionally, painfully, and violently sexually assaulting her after a night out at the local bar called Tin Roof on April 2018, according to the lawsuit. The suit is filed by the same people representing Taylor's family. Mm-hmm. And they also named former Louisville police chief Steve Conrad and 5 other law enforcement officers as defendants, alleging they consistently failed to intervene or punish Hankison for his rampant misconduct. And her lawyers went on to say that their client, Margot, felt that it was necessary to come forward and pursue justice and hold Brett accountable. He used his uniform and badge to target unsuspecting women whom he knew were in a possible state where they could not consent and took advantage of them. It's disgusting. And
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. And it seems like this is a kind of a pattern with the guy. Like, he would spot young women, build trust with them, get them drunk, and then take advantage of them.
Now, what's fun? Go ahead.
I was just going to say so it kind of sounds like to me he's basically a serial rapist, and they are protecting him.
Yeah. What's funny to me is that I've heard this story before. There have been stories about Brett Hankison out there where they have talked about how he is kind of creepy. Like, basically, he's just a full-on creep. And that there were times that girls were in dire straits, in dire situations, and that he would go out of his way to make it very awkward for them. Like, and of course I'm misquoting, or, of course I'm, summing up a specific report, but there was apparently one where he was very, I wouldn't say, I would say aggressive, but not violently aggressive, but he was just very, he was taking one of the girls, I guess a girl was having an issue with her car, ended up driving her home. But while he was driving her home, he was just very suggestive. He was touching her leg, just being kind of a creep. These are stories that have been leaking out about Hankison. So this is not a first story. This is not, for me, it is a huge surprise that he's getting caught now. At least he's getting caught on something other than just first-degree wanton endangerment, for crying out loud. He's actually finally getting slapped on the wrist for something. And the fact that he's getting arrested, he has not been arrested, it looks like. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah. So he hasn't been arrested, but these are allegations that are coming out in regards to him. And obviously he is being sued for sexual assault. And of course, we're going to have to sit back and just pop some popcorn and see what happens next with Brett Hankison. Real talk. Hey, wanton endangerment for shooting into into Breonna Taylor's home, killing Breonna Taylor. His bullets killed Breonna Taylor, and yet he never got anything except for a slap on the wrist with this first degree of wanton endangerment. Hey, karma is a son of a gun. Let me just be straight funky. Karma is one hell of an interesting thing, and it always comes back to bite you in the ass. Let me just be straight funky on that. Now, the fact that he is being sued for this says a lot about his character. Says a lot about his character. And of course, you can't really automatically say, oh, just because there's a whistleblower, therefore then definitely he did it, that kind of thing, where there's smoke, there's definitely fire. I get that there's a lot of people out there that can say certain things or make up stories all day long. But at the same time, there have been accusations about him time and time again, about multiple accusations about weird encounters, strange encounters, creepy encounters that he's had with the opposite sex. So if for one to come out and finally say, hey, this is what happened to me, I don't see it as a far-fetched idea. I don't see it as a tall tale, personally. David, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there have been claims or women who publicly accused him of using his badge to commit sexual misconduct against them. But this is the first case of anyone actually taking them to a lawsuit. Margot Borders herself, the one that he raped, said that afterwards she was in tremendous physical pain and that the officer tried to suggest that the two had engaged in consensual relations. So she said, who do you call when a person who assaulted you is a police officer? Who are they going to believe? I knew it wouldn't be me. But at the same time, this guy, it sounds like he keeps doing this where not just for, you mentioned he was helping someone whose car broke down, but it looks like at least the woman that accused him, and as well the woman that accused him in the protest, as well as Margot, said that he offers to give people, offers to be a DD while in uniform and sober to these drunk women, and then he starts hitting on them and takes advantage of them. Exactly. So I mean, there's really almost there's no ambiguity in pretty much what he's doing. He's just straight up taking advantage of them, making them feel safe, and then attacking them while they're vulnerable.
Yep. It's funny because now we are like, this is a story, like I said, that we have talked about on the show. We have mentioned it. It has been mentioned in passing. But it's funny when you sit back, you hear these stories, and they're just little seedlings. They're just little seeds. And then suddenly they just start growing into big, huge stories. And the fact that this is actually happening right now, to me, personally, because I do have my certain opinions about what happened with Breonna Taylor and the shootings and everything, and how I feel about what kind of charges they should have been given. This is, like I said, this is karma. This is justice actually finally paying out. It may not be directly on Breonna Taylor, but it is still a little bit of something. And if he does get indicted, if he is found guilty of these charges, I hope they put him in jail for a very long time. That's all I can say about that. Because if he was a creep, he's always been a creep. He will always still be a creep. Even so, just talking about the Breonna Taylor shooting, there is footage of him going back into the place of the shooting to do what? Inquiring minds would like to know. Whatever he was doing was some crooked stuff. Only leads to him being crooked as hell. So, with that being said, hey, Brett Hankison, you feel like you may think that you've gotten away with something, but apparently the law ain't done with you yet. Anyway, Comment down below and let us know what you think on this. Do you think that he deserves to get to be sued for this sexual assault? Do you think he should be thrown in jail, thrown in prison? You know what I'm saying? Thrown under the prison or nah? Comment down below. Most definitely crush that subscribe button. It would really, really mean a lot. And hit that like button as well. That would be dope as hell. Anyway, I got to get going. We got to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And we'll see you guys in the next video. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.